racing fans, welcome to racing action from Flamboro Downs for this Saturday evening. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Shall we get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing? Note in race number 1, number 2, Quill is adding a Pelling pacifier. Scratched is 7 Fly Higher, race 1, scratch 7. And number 8, Rock Me Robin. The driver is going to be Austin Sorry. Austin Sorry drives 8, Rock Me Robin. In the second race, there were no changes. No changes, race number 2. In race number 3, number 2, Boots and Brian, the driver will be Mark McDonnell. Mark McDonnell will drive number 2, Boots and Brian, in the third. In race number 4, scratched is number 2, Paging Dr. Teo. Race 4, scratch the 2. Note that Sammy Fillion will drive on the 3. Sammy Fillion will drive 3, Willie Strike, in race number 4. Race number 5, scratch 2, Moscow Moon. Race 5, scratch number 2, Moscow Moon. Note that Doug Brown will drive number 7, Fashion Contender. Doug Brown will drive number 7, Fashion Contender. In race 6, Sammy Fillion will drive number 2, Choreographer. Sammy Fillion will drive 2, Choreographer. Race number 7, number 1, Bad Eye Bill, removing the Murphy blind, minus the Murphy blind on the right. And Mike Whalen will drive 2, Pompano Beach. Mike Whalen will drive 2, Pompano Beach. And race 8, number 5, Run Like Hill. The driver will be Brett McDonald. Brett McDonald will drive number 5, Run Like Hill, in race number 8. field for race number 1 on parade 1. She's got tricks. Jason Ryan for Madeline Henry and Kingston Henry. And number 2 is Quill. Matthew Bax drives and trains for Bax Stable and Gaelic Stable, and Don Allenson and Glengate Farms. And number 3 is Georgia Sealster, Keith Jones for Doug McCarthy. 4 is Cancun, Sammy Filia for Luke Blaine, Determination. 5 is Wilma Fingerdew, Jay Harris for Kirk Thomas. Number 6, Alarming, Doug Brown for Keith Jones and Maggie Jones and Susan Hurd. And number 8 is Rock Me Robin, Austin Sorry for Bill Meegans. Field of 7, race number 1. Well, fans, let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 4, Cancun, 2 to 5 on the board. And Cancun is one that I think can be a winner in here, set up by Luke Blay. And Luke always puts up big numbers, and Cancun is one that was an $80,000 yearling purchase, and now this is just the 3rd career start. But back-to-back runner-up finishes, looks ready to rock and roll here. Cancun compares nicely, and overall is going to get a lot of money. 2 to 5 on the board. Number 1, She's Got Tricks, was good last race. It was competitive in a non-winners at 2 starts ago, then came back to the maiden class and finished 3rd last race, so now looks to build off of that, maybe be a top 2 finisher, gets the inside post as well. Jason Ryan for Madeline Henry. She's Got Tricks, 6 to 1. Number 5, Wilma Fingerdew, despite finishing well back last time out, I figured this one as a possible top 3. Now look at trailer post last race. The start before that made breaks, so at least last race the first order of business was to stay flat. And Wilma Fingerdew is one that has yet to do a top 3 finish. Has had 4 starts on the year, but I think has flashed enough to possibly be capable of getting in the top 3. You see some good quarters when you look down the page, so there's some flashes of speed, but she's just having trouble putting it all together and also staying flat. And number 3, Georgia Sealster, is one that had 7 starts last year, didn't make the top 3, has a lot of breaks on the dance card, but look, this is the first start since last September, so they've had a lot of time to get things sorted out. In the qualifier was good for 3 quarters and then tired off with a 33-1 final quarter. So Georgia Sealster, who's meant to be a good one, a $57,000 yearling purchase, will need some more stamina. Georgia Sealster maybe could slide onto the bottom of the ticket, 30 to 1. But all eyes are on number 4, Cancun, Sammy Filion, Luke Blay, 1 to 2. Gate is rolling for race number 1. Taking up their position, she's got Tricks and Quill on the inside. In the center, Georgia Siesta Cancun, Wilma Fingerdew. To the outside, Alarming and Rock Me Robin. Field of 7 for race number 1. They're at the start and they're off, and Wilma Fingerdew has gone off stride. It is Georgia Sealster, Rock Me Robin from the outside in Cancun as the field races on into that first turn. But right now it is Rock Me Robin and Austin Sorry who has the lead as they work into the backstretch. Georgia Sealster is second. Cancun is trotting along in third. Then it is back to Alarming, and she's got Tricks and Quill. And now popping out from third, there goes Cancun quickly moving up, and Cancun is driving on the outside, looking to clear to the front over Rock Me Robin. Cancun now is taking the lead. Cancun, Rock Me Robin, Georgia Sealster, Alarming. She's got Tricks and Quill. Cancun's 1 to 5 on the board and leads it by a couple of lengths over Rock Me Robin. Georgia Sealster is positioned third. Then it is Alarming and Quill, and she's got Tricks as they race off the turn. Cancun and Sammy Filia sitting relaxed in the bike as they race on past the half, and halftime was 1 minute and 3/5 off a quarter of 30 and 2. Rock Me Robin is staying in the pocket, and Georgia Sealster third. Then it is Alarming on the inside fourth, a gap of 2 or 3. She's got Tricks on the inside to the outside. Quill, Wilma Fingerdew is trailing the field. Cancun leads on down the backstretch and is now going to widen out the margin. Cancun leads now by about 3.5 lengths, and Rock Me Robin is second. Georgia Sealster third. She's got Tricks now, has moved up to take over fourth, and then Alarming. And on the outside, Quill, it is Cancun smoothly moving on that final turn. Cancun leads by about 5 or 6 and is in front of Rock Me Robin. And then it is She's Got Tricks, but Cancun is cruising on down the stretch drive. Cancun coming on to the finish is going to win this one under wraps, taking it by more than 10 lengths. And then it's She's Got Tricks. Rock Me Robin is in a photo with Quill for third. 202 and 2. Back in front of us, the winner of race 1, number 4, Cancun. Sam Fillion, the winning driver. Cancun, a 3-year-old Tristan Bay filly, owned by Determination, trained by Luke Blay. Cancun victorious in 202 and 2. The first race payouts number 4 Cancun 240, 210, 210. 1 She's Got Tricks for 32.90. 8 Rock Me Robin 6.90. $2 Exactor 6.20. Dollar Try 33.20. Dollar Super 158.10. 20-cent Super 31.62. First race or finish in the top 247 165 scratch 3. That's 247 165 scratch 3 in the bottom. for race number 2 on parade. One is Masterwork, semi-filial for J.F. McGuire, John Allaire, and Gino Bilodeau. Number 2 is Massive Gold, Doug Brown for Sandy Lawrence, and There Goes My Pension, Stables and Colin Davis. And 3 is PPE, Paul McKendrick, Gabby Sasso, and Ross Benner. And 4 is Badinsky, Todd Ratchford for Mary Ratchford. 5 is Seacan Trot, Mike Vanderkamp for Stuart and Patricia Bolander. And number 6, Fastnet Rock, Jason Ride for Matt Dupuy, Lance Wells, and Lyndon Wells. And number 7 is Lockdown Romeo, Daryl Thiessen for John Holding and Morley Bosworth. Field of 7 for race number 2. Let's get a look at this field for the second race. We'll start with number 5, Seacan Trot, 1 to 2 on the board, and is one that comes in off of back-to-back dominant wins. And they were both in this class. Seacan Trot has looked just outstanding since getting away from Mohawk and trying things here. And also did win from this post by 4 1/4 lengths 2 races ago. Seacan Trot is likely to be still seen at post time very low on the tote board, and it's 1 to 5 right now. Number 1, Masterwork, has been racing consistently well. Maybe is the main threat, 6 to 1 on the board, and is one that has 6 top 3 finishes in the past 7 starts. Masterwork gets to work from the inside. It's Sammy Filion, J.F. McGuire, very strong connections. Masterwork is 6 to 1. Others, number 2, Massive Gold. Massive Gold has a couple of wins on the air, but of late hasn't landed on the ticket. Did have back-to-back wins here in February, and since then, 5 starts without a top 3. Massive Gold, veteran Doug Brown for Sandy Lawrence, is 7 to 1. And number 7, Lockdown Romeo, off a third last time out. That was in this class, but now has to deal with an outside post position. Lockdown Romeo, maybe he can lock down a top 4 finish, but we'll have some work to do from an outside post. Daryl Thiessen for John Holding. Lockdown Romeo is winless in the past 41 starts, so one to be playing only on lesser shares, 9 to 1. He's rolling for the second. Masterwork, massive gold on the inside. In the center, PPE, Padinsky, and Seacan Trot. And to the outside, Fastnet Rock, Lockdown Romeo. Field of 7, second dash. Field for the second. Off stride Badinsky right now. PPE and Seacan Trot the first couple to leave home. And Fastnet Rock is third away. Massical, then Masterwork and Lockdown Romeo. And Badinsky is having a terrible time of things. And into the backstretch to go. PPE is able to power on and grab a lead of a couple of lengths right now. Seacan Trot. He is currently trotting second, 2.25 from the front. Then Fastnet Rock. Masterwork is about 8 or 9 off the lead. Lockdown Romeo is now on the outside and is racing fifth. And then sixth is Massive Gold. PPE at 3-1's got the lead over the heavily favored Seacan Trot, who's 1-5 on the board and up a little tighter in the pocket. Then Fastnet Rock, Lockdown Romeo, Masterwork, and Massive Gold, and off the turn they come. And the field will work on up towards the half, and it is PPE and Paul McKenzie leading by a length and 3/4. In Lockdown Romeo on the outside is racing aggressively and just a length back. Inside third, Seacan Trot. Masterwork is racing fourth, and then Fastnet Rock and Massive Gold. 59-3 halftime, and PPE into the backstretch with Seacan Trot in the pocket. Lockdown Romeo might be fading a bit now, and that leaves Seacan Trot some room to get out if Seacan Trot and Mike Vanderkamp want to pop out. But right now PPE just carries on. It is PPE and Seacan Trot, Masterwork and Lockdown Romeo, and 3/4 128-3, and PPE is looking to power away from Seacan Trot with Masterwork now coming on the outside and looking to grab second from Seacan Trot and racing for his Lockdown Romeo. It is PPE and Paul McKenzie on down the stretch drive, and it is PPE who's going to get the WIN, and then Seacan Trot is going to hold on for second, Masterwork third, and then fourth goes to Lockdown Romeo. 158-2 PPE. There, look at the winner of race number 2. Number 3, PPE. Paul McKenzie is the winning driver. PPE is a 6-year-old Cadabra, being gelding up by Ross Benner. Gabby Sasso, the trainer. It's the first win this year for PPE and the third lifetime. The second race payouts 3 PPE, 810 280 and 220. 5 She Can Trot 210 210. 1 Masterwork 250. $2 Exactor 1550. $1 Try 38.75. $1 Super 153.35. 20-cent Super 30.67. Double of 4 and 3 10.90. Second race order of finish from the top is at 361-7254. That's 361-7254 on the bottom. Field for the third on parade 1 is Jake Lowen, Jay Harris for Jim Ellis. Number 2, Boots and Brian, it's Mark McDonnell for Candice Morrell. Number 3 is Last to First, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani and Fred Gilbert. And 4 is Macalco, Paul McKenzie for Darren Rayner and Mary Harris. And number 5 is All-Star Playboy, Daryl Thiessen for Matt Dupuy and Antonia Smith. Number 6, Roy Rogers, Sammy Filia for Denny Julien. Number 7, Dapper Fella, Jason Ryan for Malik Smith. And 8 is Checkers with Grandpa, Austin Sorey for David Daigneault. Field of 8 for the third. Let's look at this field. And I want to start with number 7, Dapper Fella. And, well, Dapper Fella is on the board right now at 9-2. Dapper Fella did race from this post last time home and came on to finish 4th, but now will drop a level. This is one that dropping down could be a big factor. It was really good last year, hit the board often, and won 9 times. Has only one win this year, but the drop down in class really could get Dapper Fella going. Jason Ryan for Malik Smith, 9-2 on the board. Number 5, All-Star Playboy, raced in this class from the trailer post in each of the last 2 starts and was good in both of them, third beat in the neck and third beat in 3/4. All-Star Playboy is one that is being played at 1-2 on the board as the favorite. Number 1, Jake Lowen, is one that raced reasonably well in this class the last couple of starts and was above this class before that. But the last 2 in this class, last time out, 4th beaten 3/4 of a length. Jake Lowen, with a bit of racing luck on the inside, could win at a price, 9-1, Jay Harris for Jim Ellis. And number 3, Last to First, well, he's one that has been just a fringe player the last couple races, but did manage to score a 4th in both, and they were both in this, last one, both of them, yes, were in this class. Last to First, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani. 8 wins in 19 starts last year, but without a top 3 in 8 starts this year. Last to First and Steve Houdon yet to get cooking. 6-1 on the board. The fans have gone to number 5, All-Star Playboy, 3-5, but I went to the better price. 7, Dapper Fella at 5-1. Gate is rolling for race number 3. Taking up their positions, Jake Lowen, Boots and Brian. Last to First on the inside of the center, Macalco and All-Star Playboy. And to the outside, Roy Rogers, Dapper Fella, Checkers with Grandpa. It's a field of 8 for race number 3. They're at the start of the rough, and Dapper Fella checkers with Grandpa. Last to first, Jake Lowen, then McCalco. All-Star Playboy. Then it is back to Boots and Brian, and trailing the field, it is Roy Rogers into the backstretch. Jake Lowen's got the front. Jake Lowen, Dapper Fella, still drives on the outside. And last to first is third. And now Dapper Fella is going to press on and clear to the lead over Jake Lowen. Dapper Fella 3-1. Had a temporary lead. Jake Lowen's going to come back around and reclaim the front. Last first is third right now. Then checkers with Grandpa. McCalco is racing fifth. All-Star Playboy sixth. And then Boots and Brian and Roy Rogers. Jake Lowen at 4-1's got the lead. Dapper Fella rides along in the pocket. Checkers with Grandpa's on the outside third. Last to first as they come off the turn. McCalco fifth in the pylons, and All-Star Playboy sixth on the outside. Then Boots and Brian and Roy Rogers, but Jake Lowen is sharp on past the half and 57-3. Dapper Fella's racing position second. And last to first is racing third as they work their way off the turn into the backstretch. But Jake Lowen and Dapper Fella have a bit of separation on the field. Last to first is third. Then it is McCalco checkers with Grandpa and All-Star Playboy and Roy Rogers in Boots and Brian. Jake Lowen at 4-1. Dapper Fella looking to close that advantage. It's now down to just about a length and 3/4. 3/4, 126-4. And it is Jake Lowen and Dapper Fella. And now coming on the outside. All-Star Playboy is playing third, and now there goes Dapper Fella closing hard on Jake Lowen. Dapper Fella is going to take the lead from Jake Lowen. All-Star Playboy third, and last to first is racing fourth. On down the stretch drive they come. Dapper Fella and Jason Ryan cruising in the stretch drive. It's going to be Dapper Fella to win. And problems with the sound again. All-Star Playboy second, Jake Lowen third, and last to first fourth. 157-2. Back in front of us is the winner of race number 3. It's 7 Dapper Fella, Jason Ryan, the winning driver. 7 Dapper Fella is a 5-year-old straight shooting brown gelding by Malik Smith, who's also the trainer. It's the second win for Dapper Fella on the year and 14th lifetime. Third race payout 7 Dapper Fella, 850, 350, 230. 5 All Star Playboy, 220, 210. 1 Jake Lowen, 210. $2 exactor, 1960. Dollar try, 23.90. Dollar super, 52.50. 20-cent super, 10.50. The third race order finish from the top, 384. 62715. That's from the top down. 384 62715. Field 4, race number 4 on parade. 1 is Vimy Ridge Venti, Austin Sorry for Steve Loprin and Paul Mazzetti. Number 3 is Willie Strike, Sammy Filia for Bill Meegans. 4, Frenchie Hanover, Paul McKenzie for Sandy Lawrence. And there goes my pension staple. And Travis Moore and Sean Irvin. 5 is Off-Road Hanover, Daryl Teason for Jim Whalen and Dr. Angela Whalen. And Robert Eaton. And number 6, he's so hot Hanover, Doug Brown. Drives and trains for Todd Coleman and Jackson Whitman. James Gillum. Field of 5, scratched is 2 paging Dr. Teo. Let's look at this field. We'll start with number 4, Frenchie Hanover. And Frenchie Hanover drops in class and is one that doesn't have a win yet this year, but with the class drop, maybe this will finally be the spot for Frenchie Hanover. Did race better last race, so maybe he can carry that forward off that 4th last time out. Frenchie Hanover and Paul McKenzie, 6-5 in this bottom class. You won't get a lot in the way of form, and so at least that last race maybe is a sign of things to come. Others, 1 Vimy Ridge Venti. Well, is one that made a break last race. Vimy Ridge Venti on a sloppy track. Also made a break at Mohawk March the 14th. Things haven't gone well for Vimy Ridge Venti this year. Last year, this is one that I saw at times race reasonably well. Did take a mark of 57, won at Grand River on the 5/8 track. Vimy Ridge Venti and Austin Sorey, 9-2. Number 6, he's so hot Hanover. Well, was a decent earner last year. Things haven't worked out very well yet this year, but the last race was better. He's so hot Hanover dropping a level and leaves out of post 5 again. Was 3rd last time out against a bit tougher. He's so hot Hanover and Doug Brown. Certainly could win in here, 5-2. And number 5, Off-Road Hanover, is one that is win shy, 0 for 35 in the win column. And, mostly, I think at best can be a fringe player in this spot. Off-Road Hanover, Daryl Teason for Jim Whalen, 7-2. Fans are on number 4, Frenchie Hanover, 4-5. Gate is rolling for race number 4. It's a field of 5. Vimy Ridge Venti and Willie Strike on the inside. In the center, Frenchie Hanover to the outside off-road Hanover, and He's So Hot Hanover. It's a field of 5. It's race number 4. The field for the 4th race, gathering speed. Field for the 4th race is at the start of the rough in off-road Hanover. Frenchie Hanover, He's So Hot Hanover. It's a trio of Hanovers driving on into the first turn. Then Vimy Ridge Venti and Willie Strang. Frenchie Hanover's got the lead. He's So Hot on the outside is alongside Frenchie as they work their way on into the backstretch, and off-road Hanover is third. It is Frenchie Hanover who wants to come on and clear to the front for Doug Brown. Leads a length and a quarter, and now is going to clear to the lead. Frenchie Hanover and Paul McKenzie filling the pocket. Off-road Hanover, Daryl Thiessen third. Vimy Ridge Venti is racing fourth, and then fifth is Willie Strike as they race on around the turn. And it is He's So Hot Hanover leading by a length and a half. Racing second, Frenchie Hanover. Off-road Hanover third. Vimy Ridge Venti is positioned fourth, and Willie Strike is fifth. And the field heads their way up towards us off that 29-3 opening quarter. Halftime, He's So Hot Hanover recorded in 101-1. Off-road Hanover on the outside. Off-stride, Vimy Ridge Venti. Frenchie Hanover still in a good spot on the inside third. In the back of He's So Hot Hanover. On down the back stretch they go, and Willie Strike has dropped back now to race position fourth. He's So Hot Hanover is leading, but now to the outside off-road Hanover has come on and has taken the lead. It's an advantage of just a nose on the inside. He's So Hot Hanover is racing second. Frenchie Hanover on the inside third, about 2 off the lead. 3/4, 131. He's So Hot Hanover is fighting with off-road Hanover. They stride together, and racing third, Frenchie Hanover. Field turns for home. He's So Hot Hanover, and Doug Brown has a very tiny lead over off-road Hanover and Daryl Thiessen. And looking up Mackenzie Lane is Frenchie Hanover. On down the stretch drive they come. Off-road Hanover and Daryl Thiessen with a late lead. Off-road Hanover is going to win. Then Frenchie Hanover is second. Then He's So Hot Hanover third. Vimy Ridge Venti fourth, 201 and 3. Fans, the inquiry sound go up pertaining to the break-in stride of one Vimy Ridge Venti. Inquiry on 1. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 4. It's number 5, Off-Road Hanover. The winning drive to Daryl Thiessen. Off-Road Hanover is a 7-year-old Trixton May Gelding, owned by Jim and Dr. Angela Whalen and Robert Eaton. Jim Whalen, the trainer. Off-Road Hanover's first win in a couple of seasons, sixth win lifetime. Fourth race payouts. 5 Off-Road Hanover, 1220, 330, 210. 4 Frenchy Hanover, 230, 210. 6 He's So Hot Hanover, 210. $2 Exactor, 22.20. Dollar Try, 16.30. Dollar Super, 21.80. And the Dollar Pick 3, 287.35. Fourth race order finish from the top down is a 4 scratch 5 2 1 3. That's 4 scratch 5 2 1 3 on the bottom. for the fifth on parade. One is Amigo Mio, Sam Filia for Tyler Moore and Rachel Burns and Kendall Middleton. Two is Ratch. Three is Magic Hush, Paul McKenzie for Dr. John Chandler. Four is Give Me Carrots, Steve Houdon for Phil Houdon and Jen Lucier. Five is T. Woodley, Jason Ryan for Joe Squires and Triple S Equi. Number 7 is Fashion Contender. It is Doug Brown for Scott West. 8 is Handsome Hank, Jay Harris for Caitlin Graham. 9, Rocket Blast, Daryl Thiessen for Michelle LeBlanc and Carl Bagnell. And number 6, Chasing Dreams, Austin Sorry for Mitchell Tierney and Ellie Stafford. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field for the 5th race. Note the scratch of number 2, Moscow Moon. This dash features the Super High 5. And number 1, Amigo Mio, comes into this one off of 3 consecutive strong performances. Was second last time out, beaten 3 lengths. And the one that won, Third Time's the Dream, is not back in here. And Amigo Mio did win 5 times last year. I think this is a great spot for Amigo Mio. Sammy Filion, Tyler Moore, 8-5 on the board on the inside as the favorite. Number 6, Chasing Dreams, is one that raced really well in this class 2 races ago, and that start 3 races back was also a solid last time out. Gunned out from post 7 and was part of the early action, but tailed off in the late going. This is a trotter that was good last year and has quite a bit of back class. Chasing Dreams certainly could bounce back with a strong performance. Should be a main factor. Austin Sorry for Mitchell Tierney. Chasing Dreams 7-2. Number 8, Handsome Hang. Well, we'll get to leave out of post position 7. The last few races has been just a fringe player, but drops a level. Despite an outside post, I think Handsome Hank will get on to the top 3 here. Jay Harris for Caitlin Graham, 4-1. And number 5, T. Woodley, was better last race. Moved down to the bottom class and got a 3rd. And now moves up 1 level. Maybe T. Woodley can carry that forward. T. Woodley, Jason Ryan for Joe Squires, is 7-1. Gate is rolling for race number 5. Amigo Mio, Magic Hush on the inside. In the center, Gimme Carrots, T. Woodley, Chasing Dreams. To the outside, Fashion Contender and Handsome Hank in the second tier, Rocket Blast. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Field for the 5th race. is at the start of the rough and Chasing Dreams. Handsome Hang. Then it is T. Woodley and Amigo Mio on the inside with Magic Hush and Give Me Carrots and Rocket Blast. But if the field blasts on around that first turn, it is Handsome Hank who's able to make the lead. Chasing Dreams second. Amigo Mio has come out third. Then Magic Hush and Fashion Contender to the outside. Rocket Blast and back to Give Me Carrots and trailing the field is T. Woodley, and they roll their way onto that opening quarter. And coming on now, Amigo Mio is wanting to stride up and get the lead. And it is Amigo Mio leading by half a length, now a length and a quarter. Amigo Mio trying to clear to the front of her Handsome Hang. And Amigo Mio is taking over. Handsome Hank is racing second. Chasing Dreams is third. Magic Hush is fourth. Fashion Contender on the inside fifth. Then Give Me Carrots is on the outside sixth. Back to T. Woodley, and up the inside is Rocket Blast, but Amigo Mio and Semi Filia leading on past the half. Amigo Mio at 8-5 has got the lead. Chasing Dreams on the outside, chasing with Handsome Hang as they work their way into the backstretch off a 59 and 1 halftime. Amigo Mio Chasing Dreams is second, 2 lengths back. Handsome Hang 2 1/4 off the lead is third. Fashion Contender is racing fourth. Rocket Blast is fifth now. Then Magic Hush is dropped back. Then it is back to Gimme Carrots and Rocket Blast. Amigo Mio's leading. Chasing Dreams at 7-2 is chasing Amigo Mio up to 3/4 in 129 and 1. And Amigo Mio is still sharp on top. Chasing Dreams and Handsome Hang. Fashion Contender. Give Me Carrots is coming a bit on the late going. And scooting through to the inside is T. Woodley. Field turns for home 3/4, 129 and 1. Amigo Mio is sharp. Amigo Mio and Handsome Hank as they go on down the stretch prime. Amigo Mio, Handsome Hank is trying to close. Amigo Mio is game though. Amigo Mio, Handsome Hank, and up the inside is T. Woodley. Amigo Mio is going to win. Handsome Hank, then T. Woodley, and Fashion Contender 2 minutes and 3/5. There's a look at the winner, one Amigo Mio. Sammy Filia, the winning driver. Amigo Mio's 7-year-old Amigo Hall. Being gelding by Rachel Burns and Tyler Moore and Kendall Middleton. Tyler Moore is the trainer. It's the third win this year, 16th lifetime for Amigo Mio. The fifth race payouts: one Amigo Mio, $523.240. 8 Handsome Hank, $450 $235. T Whitley, $360. $2 Exactor, $29.60. Dollar Try, $54.95. 20-cent High Five, $462.43. 20-cent Pick Five, $425.35. Fifth race, so her finish from the top is a 1 scratch 8 637 425. That's 1 scratch 8 637 425 at the bottom. field for race number 6 on parade. One is Maximus BG Chase and Ride from Michael Patterson. Number 2 is choreographer Sammy Filia for Scott West. And number 3 is Dreamy Fella, Nello Guglielmi, drives and trains and owns. And 4 is Sprint Media, Jay Harris for Joe Squires and Triple S Equine. Number 5, Music to My Gears, Daryl Thiessen for Ken Middleton Jr., who shares an ownership with Keith Middleton and Jeffrey Seibel and James Grant. And number 6 is Zayden's Luck. Mark McDonnell drives and trains and partners in ownership with Blanice Young. Field of 6, race number 6. Let's get a look at this field. And number 2, choreographer Sammy Filia for Scott West, 4-time winner this year. Choreographer is one that fits in this class very nicely and also was a winner 10 times last year. A very sound veteran, 47 starts last year, already has 11 starts this year. Has gate speed and a favorable post and is back in the same class and wired this class last time out. Choreographer and Sammy Filia, the 6-5 favorite. Number 5, Music to My Gears, raced well from off the pace last race and was closing late, beaten only 3/4 of a length. Music to My Gears is a veteran that has a bit of back class and had a good year last year, 65,000 into 44 starts. So Music to My Gears has been better in his advancing years, and this 13-year-old could be flying again late and maybe track down choreographer is 2-1. Number 3, Dreamy Fella, second beaten in neck last time out. Got in between choreographer and Music to My Gears, and Dreamy Fella gets another favorable post. This one's also a 13-year-old veteran with back class, 318,000 lifetime. Melonello driving, training, and owning Dreamy Fella off a good last race. Should have a shot at it here, 9-2. And number 4, Print Media, was good 2 races ago in the bottom class, second beaten ahead in this class last time out. Not really a factor, was 5th, but this one also has plenty of back class and could rebound. Print Media, Jay Harris for Joe Squires, 7-1. Field of 6, race number 6 going to post shortly. Lead is rolling for race number 6. Maximus BG choreographer. Dreamy Fella Print Media to the outside. Music to my ears. Zayden's Luck. It's a field of 6. It's race number 6. Field for the 6th race. Into the stretch drive. Gathering speed approaching the start. And the field for the 6th race is at the start of the rough. Choreographer will leave with Zayden's Luck. Dreamy Fella, Print Media, Maximus BG. Now Music to My Gears is second last and Zayden's Luck is trailing the field. Choreographer blasting early. Leads by 4. Maximus BG, Dreamy Fella third. Print Media is racing fourth and Music to My Gears and Zayden's Luck is trailing. It is Choreographer 9-5 on the board, leading Maximus BG by 2 lengths right now. Dreamy Fella is racing third. Then Print Media, Music to My Gears, and Zayden's Luck, 29 opening quarter. And Choreographer leads the charge on around the turn and is in front a length and a half with Maximus BG in a little closer in the pocket. Dreamy Fella is racing third and Print Media is fourth. Music to My Gears is still on the inside, racing fifth. It now comes out and is working up quickly first over, then Zayden's Luck. But it's Choreographer, Maximus BG. There goes Dreamy Fella, stepping out from third, 59-4 halftime. Dreamy Fella quickly advancing on the outside is a length off the lead of Choreographer. On the inside, racing third, Maximus BG. Music to My Gears is well situated second over fourth off that 59-4 halftime. They race the backstretch trailing pair. Print Media on the inside and Zayden's Luck on the outside. 3 to the inside, 3 to the outside. Choreographer still looks plenty sharp and leads by about 2 right now. Dreamy Fella on the outside is chipping away, getting a little bit closer. Now a length and a half back, 3 wide now. Music to My Gears is kicked into high gear. Music to My Gears is coming on gamely. Choreographer not able to fend off Music to My Gears, and Dreamy Fella is battling to take over second and grab it from Choreographer and Maximus BG for 3/4, 129-1. And Music to My Gears now is singing a leading tune. It is Music to My Gears who's going to win. Maximus BG appeared to call her Choreographer on the outside. Dreamy Fella, 159-1. Music to My Gears. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 6. It's 5 Music to My Gears, 13-year-old rock and roll Hanover Bay gelding, driving double for Daryl Thiessen. Ken Middleton Jr., the trainer, shares in ownership with Keith Middleton and Jeffrey Seibel and James Graham. First win of the year and the 22nd lifetime for Music to my gears. The sixth race, payouts 5, music to my gears, 340, 270, 210. 1 Maximus BG, 350, 270, 2 choreographer, 210. $2 exactor, 1560. Dollar try, 1940. Dollar super, 45.90. 20-cent pick for 87.21. Fans note back in the fifth race the claim of one Amigo Mio, the new trainer, Gerard Demers. And the sixth race order finish from the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6 on the bottom. For race 7 on parade 1, Bad Eye Bill, Austin Sorry for Dan Cassian. Number 2 is Pompano Beach, Mike Whalen for Dan Cassian. And number 3 is St. Lad's Cash, Jason Ryan for Michel LeBlanc. Number 4 is Easily the Best, Paul McKenzie for Matt Dupuy and Rick Eamon. 6 is The Dark Panther, Jay Havers for Ken Duncan and Emma Duncan and Jen Lucier. Number 7 is Always Be Melman, Daryl Thiessen for Corey Giles, Michelle Letarte and Verinder Gill. And 5 is Cruz Hanover, Semi Filia for Ashley Lanvoy and Gino Toscani. Field of 7, race number 7. Going to post shortly, purse of $7,200, horses and geldings on the pace. Let's look at this field. And number 5, Cruz Hanover, is my top one. Comes in from Mohawk. Last time we saw this one here was a winner from the trailer post and was way off the pace at 3/4, but circled up 3 wide and came on to win. And Cruz Hanover then went on to win one start at Mohawk. So he's had only 2 really good races this year, but they were both back-to-back wins. Since then, 3 outings at Mohawk that didn't work out, although beaten only 3.5 lengths last race at Mohawk, and now comes back here. And then Cruz Hanover, Semi-Filia for Ashley Lenvoy should be the one to beat, and is 2-1. Number 3, St. Lad's Cash, back-to-back runner-up finishes here in this class, and has gate speed, another favorable post position. Off those last 2 races, I think has to be the main threat to Cruz Hanover. Jason Ryan for Michel LeBlanc, 7-2. Number 2, Pompano Beach, Mike Whalen. Well, this is one that loves to finish third. Has 4 third-place finishes in the last 5 starts, and the other one was a 4th-place finish. So Pompano Beach seems to be a good fringe, consistent fringe player. Pompano Beach, Mike Whalen for Dan Gassian is 13-1. And number 7, Always Be Melman, did come in from Mohawk for a start here last time out, and managed to close late to get a 4th. And Always Be Melman maybe can find a way onto the ticket again in this start. Always Be Melman, Daryl Thiessen for Corey Giles is currently 9-2. Field of 7, race number 7, going to post shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 7. Bad Eye Bill, Pompano Beach on the inside. In the center, St. Lad's Cash, Easily the Best in Cruz Hanover. The outside, the Dark Panther and Always Be Melman. It's a field of 7 for race number 7 on a Saturday night at Flamboro Downs. Here they come. And the field for the seventh race is at the start of the rough. And Cruise Hanover will leave with easily the best. St. Lad's Cash, Always Be Melman. Then it is Pompano Beach and the Dark Panther. And Bad Eye Bill is back trailing the field. Cruise Hanover cruises right out, grabs the lead, and is in front by 3. St. Lad's Cash is racing position second. Easily the best is third. Always Be Melman is racing fourth, and then Pompano Beach and the Dark Panther, and Bad Eye Bill is trailing. And they work their way on past that opening quarter in 28 seconds. Cruise Hanover leads on around the turn. Cruise Hanover, St. Lad's Cash, 3-5 favorite, is racing second. Easily the best is third, and racing fourth Always Be Melman, but Cruise Hanover 9-5 on the board. Has a lead of about 2.5 lengths right now. Pompano Beach off stride into the safety lane. St. Lad's Cash is racing second. Easily the best is third, and then Pompano Beach now has come back onto the track racing fourth, and then the Dark Panther and Always Be Melman. And as the field works into the backstretch off of 57 and 2 halftime, it is still Cruise Hanover. St. Lad's Cash is in the pocket, and there goes easily the best in Paul McKenzie now, moving up on the outside, and is come on to be only about a length and a half off the lead. It's Cruise Hanover, easily the best. St. Lad's Cash on the inside third. 3/4, 126 and 2. And Cruise Hanover continues and leads it by about a length right now. Easily the best is second. St. Lad's Cash is third. Those three have separation on the field, and Pompano Beach is racing fourth. Off 3/4, 126 and 2. It is still Cruise Hanover. On down the stretch route they come. Cruise Hanover easily the best, and up the inside St. Lad's Cash. Cruise Hanover continues. St. Lad's Cash. Cruise Hanover wins. St. Lad's Cash in a place photo with easily the best. And Pompano Beach finished fourth, mile of 1:56 and 2. The inquiry soundbook up pertaining to number 2, Pompano Beach. Back in front of us, the winner of race 7, number 5, Cruise Hanover. Sammy Filion with a winning drive. Cruise Hanover, 5-year-old Sweet Lou Bay gelding. Owned by Gino Toscani, trained by Ashley Lenvoy. It is the third win this year for Cruise Hanover, 7th lifetime. On the board, we have a 5-3-4-2 inquiry on 2 Pompano Beach, and no driving hat trick for Sammy Filia with Cruz Hanover in the 7th. And note the judge's ruling that 2 Pompano Beach did not commit any violations. 5-3-4-2. Seventh race payouts, 5 Cruz Hanover, 570, 350, 220, 3 St. Lad's Cash, 230, 210, 4 Easily the Best, 260, $2 Exactor, 1090, dollar Try, $18, dollar Super, 39.50. Seventh race order finish from the top is a 6-4-2-3-1-5-7. That is, once again, from the top down, 6-4-2-3-1-5-7. for the 8th race on parade. 1 is Riviera Beach, Jay Harris 4, Melissa Lamoureux, and Jeffrey Boyd. Number 2 is Zip Me Up, Steve Houdon for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman of Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. 4 is Chapter 12, Austin Sorry for Joe Squires and Martin Kepfer. 5 is Run Like Hill. It's Brett McDonough for Francis Gimet. Number 6 is Malone, Daryl Thiessen for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman of Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. Number 7 is Third Time's the Dream, Jason Ryan for Jim Ellis. Number 8 is All-Star Goldie, Paul McKenzie for Steve Watson and All-Star Farms. And 9 is Great Magic, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen. And number 3 is Sicario, Sammy Filia for Rafael Barassa and Pamela and John Heen. Well, fans, let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 5, Run Like Hill, and Brett McDonald. And Run Like Hill is one that has a couple of wins on the year, has back class, getting close to the $250,000 mark. Francis Barn is really racing well. Run Like Hill and Brett McDonald. This is one that is dropping a level for this start. Was good in this start 2 starts ago, led a long way. Now 4 got by, but still was beaten only 11 3/4 and beat this class 3 races back. Run Like Hill definitely has a shot in here. Brett McDonald driving, and Run Like Hill is currently 7-2 on the board. Number 3, Sicario. Well, really had a rough go of things last time. A lot of breaks, but before that was racing well. And look, the last time in this class, front end win, Sicario headed back to the paddock to stay quiet. Semifilia for Rafael Barassa, strong connections 1-2. Number 8, All-Star Goldie, tough post assignment, but has been racing well of late. The post might not fit her very well, though. But Paul McKenzie for Steve Watson, All-Star Goldie, maybe can at least overcome and for a share, but it's just not her forte to race from off the pace, and leaving from post 8 and leaving hard usually is a bad idea, but we'll see what the plan is for Paul. Certainly he knows his way to the winner's circle, been there more than 9,000 times in his life. All-Star Goldie 30-1. And for Chapter 12 is one that was a winner in the class below this one 3 races back, moved up to this level, and last race just a fringe player in the start before it was a tough outing from post 8. Chapter 12, though, could at least get onto the bottom of the ticket. Austin Sorry for Joe Squires, and is 24-1. Gate is rolling for race number 8. Riviera Beach, Zip Me Up, and Sicario on the inside. In the center, Chapter 12 and Run Like Hill. To the outside, Malone, Third Time's the Dream, and All-Star Goldie. And the second tier, Great Magic. Field of 9, race number 8, into the stretch. Here they come. Field for the 8th race is at the start of the rough in Chapter 12. We'll leave with Sicario and Malone and All-Star Goldie. Zip Me Up and Riviera Beach as they sprint into the turn. And on around that first turn they go. And Sicario with the lead. Chapter 12 on the outside. And All-Star Goldie is still marching, and Riviera Beach broke stride. Now Run Like Hill is racing up and taking over 4th, and 5th now is Third Time's the Dream. Then Malone, and back further is Zip Me Up. Then it is Great Magic, and they race their way on past that opening quarter in 28 seconds. And Sicario, Sammy Filia, even Money in the Board's got the lead. Chapter 12 at 11-1 is filling the pocket. All long shot. All-Star Goldie 45-1 is third, just 3 off the lead. And Run Like Hill is 4th on the inside. And then it is Third Time's the Dream, and Malone, and Zip Me Up, and Great Magic. And trailing is Riviera Beach after a break in stride. It is Sicario with a lead of a length and a half over Chapter 12, and there goes Run Like Hill now. Up to challenge, and racing 4th on the inside is All-Star Goldie. Third Time's the Dream is 5th, 58-1 halftime. Malone is 6th, and Zip Me Up is racing 7th. And then back further is a Great Magic. And the field works their way on into the backstretch, and Sicario leads the way. Sicario, Run Like Hill is chipping away, getting closer. And Chapter 12 is 3rd, and racing 4th is Third Time's the Dream. Then it is All-Star Goldie, and Zip Me Up, and Malone, and they race their way by 3/4, 127-4, and clinging to a slim lead is Sicario on the outside. Run Like Hill. Those two stride together now. Then a gap of 2 or 3, and it is Third Time's the Dream and Chapter 12, and then Malone and Zip Me Up, and the field turns for Sicario's clinging to a lead. On the outside, it is Run Like Hill. Now Run Like Hill has the late advantage, but it is a small one. Run Like Hill now leads it ahead as they come to the finish. Run Like Hill's going to win. Sicario's second, and then it was Third Time's the Dream in Chapter 12, 158 flat. There's the winner of race number 8. It's Brett McDonald, victorious, just 2 wins away from 2,000 lifetime. Brett McDonald driving to victory in race number 8, 5 Run Like Hill. Age-old Muscle Hill Bay gelding, owned and trained by Francis Guillemette. 3rd win of the year and 27th lifetime for Run Like Hill. Eighth race payouts, 5 Run Lake Hill, 590, 290, 210. 3 Sicario, 290, 210. 7 Third Time's the Dream, 210. $2 exactor, 25.20. $1 try, 40.85. 20-cent high five, 84.36. $2 double, 27.20. And the dollar pick three, 22.45. Eighth race sorter finish from the tops in 9, 6, 2, 4, 1, 5, 3, 8, 7. That's 9, 6, 2, 4, 1, 5, 3, 8, 7. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Saturday evening. 11 races tomorrow night on a Sunday with the first dash starting at 6:55 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna.